So the first is the family of Corporal George Beverly Fales. Who's going to receive that medal? Okay, Sergeant Arms, let's make sure they get lined up. Just have them up there facing the audience. The second to receive the medal will be the family of Corporal Walter Wilson, Jr. Right there is good, sir. And that's good. Walter Wilson, Jr., where you at? Just stand next to the man. He's good right there where he is. Okay. Walter Wilson, Jr., who's the representative for the family? Come on up, sir. Now, is that Dwayne? Are you Dwayne? I get to put a face on all these phone calls. This is fun for me. Come on up, Dwayne. We've talked a few times. And the aforementioned Sergeant James A. Morrow, he was probably the first one here today. Where you at, sir? Here. There you go. Come on up, sir. He showed up extra early. And we said this before, but his dad was actually the cousin of Sergeant Wilcox, whose son received our resolution of mourning day. So again, we're just all connected. Next, I'm going to ask the family representative for PFC, Robert N. Burgess. Who's going to receive the medal on behalf of Marine Burgess? I'm sorry? Robert N. Burgess, who's going to receive the medal? Okay, sir, thank you. I didn't see your hand. Next, the family of Staff Sergeant James Tyson, who's going to receive that medal. All right, sir. And again, Mr. Tyson, Marine Tyson, was Gunny Farrell's best man. So again, we're just all connected here. And last and certainly not least is the family of PFC Calvin Leon Wright Sr., who's going to receive that medal on their behalf. The family of Calvin Wright, put your hand in the air so I know you're on your way up. Okay, thank you so much. In addition, while he's making his way up front, in Philadelphia, we've been lucky. We've had many families and members donate money to make sure we can put on these ceremonies, because they're not free. They could be quite expensive. We get to 4, 5, and 6 of them. But what we are able to do in Philadelphia is we look at the records and find out what other medals that they may have earned and never received. And I'm happy to tell you that all 6 of these families are going to receive some extra medals, mostly World War II medals. 4 of these family members served and fought in the Pacific. One came in after the war was over with, and one served stateside but still served during the World War II. So we purchased these medals and mount them, and you're going to get a copy of the medal, and the Sergeant at Arms is going to make sure every family, after we're done, because it's going to be a madhouse when we're done, so I got to get this out now. We have a special envelope for you that has a copy that explains what all these medals mean. Also in that envelope, although everybody will be awarded one frame certificate with the seal on it, again, we're in Philadelphia, so we do things different. There's 2 more copies of that in your envelope, also with the seal on it. So we want to make sure, because it's always a favorite son or favorite daughter who feels left out. We don't get into family business. The first family member that contacts us is our point of contact. Oh, we've seen a lot. Katrina, we've seen a lot. You know, he didn't even like her. Why did she get the medal? I don't know, but she called me first. And so we don't get a genealogy. We don't ask for a blood test. If you're a family member and you got the discharge, we've got to go forward with that. We really try to do the best we can. So we got those things to offer. You done it before. Sergeant Arms, present the Congressional Gold Medal to the Afro. I had these memorized, but let me make sure. We normally get glasses too. Sergeant Arms, did you also give us the World War II medal? And going forward, we're going to do both. And the Honorable presenting the American Campaign Medal, the Asiatic Pacific Medal, and the World War II Victory Medal to the family. And no cost to the family. Okay, that's the founder of Corporal Walter Wilson Jr. Raise your hand, make sure I got you right. Present the medal to the Admiral. And the medal to the medal.
That's my dad. My brother received
But after we don't allow everybody to the celebration. At this time, we'll have Colonel Church step forward here, sir, please. Son of, present the Congressional Gold Medal and the supplemental medals to the Colonel for Sergeant James A. Morale. Okay, right down there. And this family is also receiving the Asiatic Pacific Medal, the American Campaign Medal, and the World War II. And I'm sorry, I didn't mess it up. They're receiving the Good Conduct Medal and the National Defense Medal. The bachelor's this family did, I believe it was 1956, he was swimming off the coast of Okinawa with a couple of his buddies and he succumbed to the riptide. So they still raise two medals. So thank you. Next is the family of, oh, I'm sorry, I advanced that. Robert N. Burton. Okay, right there. You're going to receive the Congressional Gold Medal. Take this up. Yes. So start off, present the Congressional Gold Medal to the Colonel. He already has the supplemental medal. This is the family of Robert A. Burgess, Jr. Outstanding, Colonel, thank you. Lieutenant Colonel Williams, please, ma'am. Starting off, present the Congressional Gold Medal to the Colonel for Staff Sergeant James E. Tyson, and I have the supplemental medals for him. Where are we at? Family Tyson. Supplemental medals for Tyson. Yes. Yes. The Tyson family can receive the Good Conduct Medal and the National Defense Service Medal. And last, and certainly not least, is the family of PFC Captain Leon Wright Sr. Present the Congressional Gold Medal to the Colonel. She has the supplemental medals. That's the family of PFC Calvin Leon Wright Sr. And ladies and gentlemen, if you could take the medal and hold it in your hand, so we can allow paparazzi to do some shots. And you can move a little bit closer, sir. We're going to move you a little bit closer. Valerie, I think you have to go in and Sergeant Arms, I need one copy of President Barack Obama's letter. Come on, Valerie, make it wait. Make it wait. Okay, let's step back and allow me to get a couple of shots here, please. I know it's kind of crowded. I can't get all the pictures in the same shot. That's okay. The family is what this is all about. We're going to allow another 30 seconds or so for the shots. If you're a family member, you want to call out and say, hey, Bubba, look this way.
Right over here.
I know Wilmington is going to get a tennis back.
Just right over here.
Stand up and hit. Thanks, Lorenzo. We know this is important. You want to get the shots in. Okay.
He was kind of a quiet guy, and possibly the only non-cursing Marine in captivity. Yeah, he wouldn't do it, but he was quiet. Didn't talk much about his service. Only humorous things, like eating green coconuts and hitting the latrine at 4 in the morning. But other than that, he was just proud to serve, and I thank you for this.
Second off, we got coming up is the family of Corporal Walter Wilson. Where you at, Dwayne? Oh, we should be cousins by now. The
2 minutes. 2 minutes. Wow. I'm blessed, I'm honored, I'm humbled to be in the presence of you all, especially the Montford Point Mariners, who are being honored here today, who have come before us and may not still be here. Your presence, your legacy is unmatched. And again, I am humbled and I thank you for your service, for your leadership, for your dedication. It's what you faced, what you've overcome, the perseverance that everybody previously has mentioned and talked about, the resilience, and the love. There's a lot of love in this room.
Amen.
My heartfelt thanks to everyone that I extended an invitation to that knew my dad and had an opportunity to share time with him that may have impacted their lives, from Central High School Lancer brothers, teammates, Rutgers University football teammates, my fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi Incorporated. Yo. It's just, I'm just sincerely humbled. And let me not forget all of my other brothers from other Greek letter organizations, because we're all brothers. Right? Our platforms are the same. We may go about it a little differently, but the platform and the mission, community service, is the same. Caring for one another is the same. Being responsible for one another, it's the same. The mission of the Montford Point Mariners is the same. I thank you, and again, I'm humbled and I'm honored to be in your presence. Thank you.
Next, we have the family of Staff Sergeant James A. Morrow, Sr. Where you at, sir? There he is. He's coming up. Yes, sir. Sergeant, I promoted him. You know what? Because a news article, remember we found named the staff sergeant. So we promoted him. What the heck? All right, go ahead, sir.
Pay to follow.
Yes, sir.
I am honored to be here today for this ceremony. I appreciate all the efforts of the Montford Point Marine alumni. I appreciate all your particular assistance to coordinate this. I'm just proud to be here and represent my father and the family with this. I'll close with the Wilcotts were in Des Moines. There were a lot of Morrows in Des Moines. And we have not spoken in I don't know how many years, if ever. So I'm happy to be here. May God continue to bless this noble cause, the memory of the Montford Point Marines.
You know, I said at the beginning that we are all connected. And we got, you know, they talk about 6 degrees of separation. Once we talk to Marines, that gets down to about 2 or 1 sometimes. So let's continue on with the founder of PFC, Robert N. Burgess. I think is it Richard Berry that's going to speak? Okay, come on up, sir.
Hello, everyone. My name is Richard H. Berry Jr., son of Richard H. Berry Sr. and my mother, Aline Burgess Berry. My mother has 5 siblings: Cornelius, Mary, Lloyd, and Robert. My uncles, Robert Burgess, also known as Bobby, and his brother, Lloyd Burgess, also known as Butch, both are Marines. I am the 2nd generation. Bobby was the first in our family and a Montford Point Marine to boot. He was a strong, silent type, carried a big stick. Everyone knew not to mess with my uncle. He was always there to help friends and family. He never said anything, especially about his military life. It is my honor and duty to proudly accept on behalf of the Burgess family, my uncle, Robert Bobby Burgess, Congressional Medal of Honor. I would like to thank the Montford Point Association, the Montford Point Advocate, Consultant, and Researcher, Ms. Berger, and my wife. They worked on this for 2 years. And through their hard work and dedication, the result is we finally got this great honor to receive this award for my uncle. Semper Fi.
Now, the family of Staff Sergeant James Tyson. You haven't come up yet, have you?
He just.
No, Tyson? Okay, come on up, sir. I've got so many arrows on here, I don't know where I am.
In your email to me, you said I had 3 minutes. I timed it exactly for 3 minutes. And you know how we ministers are. In our family, we all called our uncle by his middle name, Edward. The memory of Uncle Edward that stands out is a church scene. Uncle Edward and his youngest sister, Carol Monet, were members of Historic Union Baptist Church in South Philadelphia, having been baptized by the longtime pastor, Dr. James E. Kirkland. And I have their baptismal certificates in my archives. And one Sunday, the three of us went to worship. And when Dr. Kirkland stood up and we were sitting in the balcony, he nodded to my uncle, because Uncle Edward was the only one there in his dress blues. Okay? And I have a letter in my collection that he wrote to his mother, in which he mentioned how much he missed the soul-stirring sermons from Dr. Kirkland. His death had a tremendous impact on our family. I'm overwhelmed staying here and accept these awards in his memory.
And again, we are privileged in Philadelphia. We have put on more awards in this city than any other chapter in the nation. And I've been to ceremonies all across the nation and including our own national cemetery, our national celebration, where the families don't have their 2 minutes and 3 minutes to speak. Although it's a grand celebration, it's done in our national monument in Jacksonville last year. Not correct me if I'm wrong, I think we did 55 last year, and we had a quota this year of 30. So it's not possible. So I'm glad. Thank you for your patience. We still have one family to go, but we try to make this special. The Philadelphia chapter understands fully that we're changing lives today. Your families now have a legacy that can never be taken away from them. The Congressional Gold Medal. I heard somebody say medal vinyl. Let's make sure they're separate. The Congressional Gold Medal. Before we ask this last family to come up, I want members of the Philadelphia chapter first, if they had a relative that was a Montford Point Marine, to stand up, please. Karen, Thea, Tori, Carol, Colonel Al, Odell. These are just some of our members that have relatives that are Montford Point. Now I'm going to ask the rest of the Philadelphia chapter to stand up as well. These are the folks. Thank you there. These are, clap, I can talk and you can clap. These are the folks that are doing the behind the scenes work, that actually tolerate me, because I know I can be, when I get focused, stay out of my way, because I'm focused here. But I think they all see how I work, and they know that my heart is in the families and making sure the families get their just day, and they tolerate me. So I'm going to tell you all, thank you so much. Please have your seat. Now, last but not least again, the POCs always go last, don't they? So private first class Calvin Leon Wright Sr., and I believe we have his son that's going to say a few words. Where are you, sir? He's making his way.
Thank you, Joe. Joe, you did give me 3 minutes, so I'm going to take them all. I remember. First, I need to give a shout out to a member of the family, Keith Davis. Would you raise your hand? He's a Marine. He's the guy that identified that my dad was a Montford Pointer, and I appreciate it. I want to take a minute and just talk about my father. He went to Bridgeton High School in New Jersey. He was one of 10 African Americans who integrated the high school. He was a 4-sport athlete. He was captain of the football team and the only African American on the team. I said that to give you a sense of who he was. He was a Christian, he loved Jesus, and he was in the church all of his life. He had aspirations and dreams of going to college, thinking that the scholarship because of the athletics would get him there that way. But after boot camp, he went back to Philadelphia, got married, and went off to the war. In a couple of weeks, he was shipped off overseas. Dad was a interesting guy. He was a family man. He was a hard worker. Instead of pursuing his college aspirations, he decided to go to work, and he was very successful in what he did. If my father was here today, he would stand up, would brace himself. My brother Roger in the back, he'd grab hold of him, and Dad would stand erect. We would 5'10". He would get all of that 5'10" out, okay? He'd put his shoulders back with a smile on his face, and he would bow his chest out. And if he were here today, he would swell with pride at receiving this award. That's my dad.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope we gave you a good ceremony today. It takes a lot, and as you heard, some of these families have been working with folks for a couple of years. But we want to make sure that nobody is left behind. That is solely our mission. If you have not seen the docuseries, the latest one that was just done 2 years ago, please Google Mission Montford Point, and you're going to see Mallory's name come up and my name come up. If you want to go back a little bit further, we did a documentary in 2007 that was voiced over by no other than Louis Gossett Jr. And we lost Mr. Gossett a couple of weeks ago, and he was a friend of the association. He was a dear friend of mine, but he left his mark on this association before he left this earth. We just got the word last week that the actor John Amos, who people know from Good Times, is going to be inducted into our Hall of Fame this year. John is also a friend of the association, friend of mine, and he did a series of vignettes for the Montford Pointers. Those vignettes are available at our website, www.montfordpointmarines.org.